My name is Blanca Llorente and I am an economist. I work as a research director in Fundación ANASH, and we work in Colombia with a very active team to do research and translate it into policy changes to prevent non-communicable diseases. Most of our work over the past years has been focused on tobacco taxes. And one of our successful strategies has been to produce relevant research for policymakers. For instance, 3 years ago, we started doing the first independent measurement of illicit trade of cigarettes in Colombia. That was a unique opportunity to provide the right information at the right time for policymakers. For instance, we know exactly how large is the problem of illicit trade. And we contrast that with the information that is available from the industry that usually misleads the policymakers, not only about the size of the project, but of the problem, but also because it redirects efforts in policy that are not really in line with what we are supposed to make happen in terms of policy. We also produced meaningful information translating the knowledge that is produced by many researchers, not only in Colombia but around the world, to use an appropriate language for different policymakers, for instance, Congress people or technical officers in the Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of Health, the Tax and Customs Agency, and more recently, we are also engaging more and more the development policy community in our country and elsewhere in the region. We think that this is a major need in our countries because most of the organizations that work in non-communicable disease prevention don't have this type of approach. Either they focus too much on getting access to health care and pushing for that agenda with policymakers, but doing research to encourage the right interventions in prevention is not what the efforts are going to. The partnership with international cooperation agencies has also been a very important part of the success that we have managed to obtain. And in particular, we are very proud of being part of the debate to increase taxes in Colombia and of monitoring the results that we have been obtaining over the past 2 years. Just to give you an example, tripling the tax in Colombia for cigarettes has been instrumental to reduce I have to go back there. Tripling the tax in Colombia has been instrumental to obtain the sharpest reduction in the number of smokers that we have seen in recent history. It has been instrumental in even encouraging those who remain as smokers to reduce consumption. And we are sure that it will protect the generations to come in the future. But we need to push forward the tax agenda ahead and obtain larger increases in taxes. That's why the part of the implementation research that we need to do is to monitor the results of the tax and the new tax increase size that we need to obtain. We need to produce this information to inform the decisions of policymakers and to make appropriate recommendations in terms of the policy agenda. Is that good enough? Yes. It's different doing this in Spanish than